Well, we are set for baseball here on this Friday in downtown Springfield. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cardinals Baseball on ESPN Radio, The Jock, 96.9, 99.9, and 1060 AM, as well as SpringfieldCardinals.com and MILB TV. Jeff Boggs is our producer back at the Jock Studios. Tyson Hathcock and his terrific crew producing the MILB TV broadcast. I'm Andrew Buckbinder. Happy to have you along with us, however you're joining us here on this Friday, the 1st of July. We kick off our Independence Day celebrations here tonight with the first of 3 straight Freedom Week fireworks shows coming up after the ballgame. So if you're in the area, come on over. You could catch most of this game. It has been a fun series so far between these two clubs. And then stick around for a Rockin' in America fireworks show that's going to light up the sky here at Hammonds Field a little bit later on this Friday. Gordon Graceffo looking to light things up out there on the mound. Number 32 on the back of the Cranford, New Jersey native. 5th round pick out of Villanova, who has just burst onto the scene this year. His first full season in pro ball. Graceffo with really one of the most dominant starts you can have to a season. Finishing his 8-start outing in High A Peoria with an ERA under 1. 3-2 with a 0.99 ERA. He gave up a total of 5 earned runs in 45 2/3 innings. Walked only 4, struck out 56. And won the St. Louis Cardinals Minor League Pitcher of the Month award for both April and May. So looking to start off the month of July on a great note. He just won the Texas League Pitcher of the Week award 2 weeks back. And Graceffo is ready to go up against a tough Wichita lineup here. Matt Wallner is their leadoff man. He's DHing today, coming off the 2 home runs yesterday. Graceffo peers in, one last deep breath. And the game's first pitch. A curve that cuts in for strike 1. Gordon going to the off speed to start off against Wallner. And we are off and running here at 7:08 p.m. Nothing at 1 pitch from Graceffo, a high fastball. So the count evens for Wallner at a ball and a strike. It is 93 degrees here in Springfield, a toasty Friday night. Sunny skies still. With the 1-1 just outside for ball number 2. And the count favoring Wallner, 2-1. 6-mile-per-hour breeze listed. It's not really blowing those flags around very much right now. 2-1 delivery. Breaking ball popped up third base side. Baldo-Keen towards the line. Roberto in fair territory plucks it out of the air. And the game's first out coming on a pop out off the bat of dangerous Matt Wallner. Well, our first pitch time and temperature is always brought to you by Smart Rain Irrigation Systems. Smart Rain, saving water, time, and money. 1 down, nobody on. Edward Julian is the batter. Left-handed hitter who has just been totally locked in this series. Graceffo starts him with a fastball down and in for ball 1. Julian had a career night here Wednesday with 7 runs batted in the ballgame. Hit 2 home runs in that game, added a 2-run double. 1-0. On the inside edge, a fastball from Gordon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Julian then followed that up the Wednesday night ball game with a solo home run in the first inning yesterday. He has homered in the first inning of each of the last 2 games. The pitch down and away. And it's 2-1 for the left-handed batter. Graceffo so far this year in Double-A ball has gone 3-1, a 3.31 ERA. This is start number 7 for him. 35 1/3 innings. 29 hits, 16 runs. Breaking ball stays a little bit high here. The hitters count for Julian at 3-1. Gordon has carried that walk to strikeout rate right into Double-A. 4 walks to 29 Ks. He rocks back in the 3-1. Fouled away by Julian for a full count. Well, the Cardinals on the infield here on this Friday. Roberto Baldo-Keen spells Jordan Walker tonight at third. Shortstop angling up the middle is Mason Wind with the second baseman Nick Dunn. At first base, it is Malcolm Nunez with Nick Raposo catching. Working with Graceffo. And the payoff pitch. Just a little bit low. A slider that had the outside half, but in the estimation of Mike Carroll, missed a little low. So it is a 1-out walk, a rare one, allowed by Graceffo. And the batter coming up is Austin Martin. In the outfield for the Cardinals, great to have Chase Pinder back active off the IL. He's in left field tonight with Justin Turner in center. And the right fielder is Jonah Davis. Martin is set up on the right side. And a high fastball is taken for ball number 1. Well, with an outfield of Pinder, Turner, and Davis, you basically get the benefit of essentially 3 center fielders out there. They can cover a ton of ground no matter which direction the ball's hit. 1-0 for the right-handed batting Martin. A fastball just missing a little up and away this time, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Austin Martin was kept 0 for 4 yesterday, but that was after he had gone 4 for 5 through the first 2 games of the series, working 5 walks in those 2 games. 2-0. Swing and a foul. Tap right back to Raposo for strike 1. So 2-1 for Martin, who's the number 2 prospect in the Twins organization. They got him in the Jose Barrios deal at the deadline last year. Martin had been picked by Toronto in the first round back in 2020 out of Vanderbilt. 2-1 delivery from Graceffo, the righty. The high off-speed pitch taken for ball 3. Cardinals in the home whites on this Friday night. Springfield Birds on the pad, right on the chest. All red caps, the white S logo on the front. Nunez holds on Julian at first base. 3-1. A tapper to the right side, done right there. Will backhand a win for 1, and that's all they'll get. Martin too speedy down the line on a soft ground ball. So a fielder's choice, 4-6. Austin Martin takes over as the man at first base, and the batter is Cole Sturgeon here in the opening inning. There have not been many ground ball double play opportunities that Nick Dunn and Mason Wind haven't found a way to make possible, but that one Wind deciding better against trying to force a throw to first. As a throw to first base here, not in time. Martin diving back. He's a tremendous base runner. 22 steals on the year. He's been caught 4 times. Now 3 of those 4 times being caught have come against Springfield. Fastball up and inside to Sturgeon, the veteran left-handed hitter. He spins out of the way of it. It's ball 1. Sturgeon is in his 33rd game with the Wind Surge. He's hitting .226, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs. 1-0 from Graceffo, just outside, a fastball barely missing. 2 balls and nothing. They play him to pull it on the right side of the infield against the left-handed swinging Sturgeon. The pitch is in there. Fastball for a strike. 95 out of the right hand of Gordon Graceffo, who's hit 98 so far in his time in Double-A ball. Set up, working out of the stretch. Hands right at the belt buckle. 2-1. Bouncer towards the middle. Wind darts to his left. He gets there and fires to first in time. Mason Wind takes away a base hit up the middle. Instead, an inning-ending ground out. And Graceffo and the Cards keep it scoreless out of the gates tonight. Bottom of the first next on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Cardinals swinging away here in the bottom of the first inning. Gordon Graceffo able to put up a 0 right out of the gates. And now it is the right-hander Sawyer Gibson-Long on the mound for Wichita. Mike Antico makes his Double-A debut as the leadoff man in DH today for Springfield. Just called up from High A Peoria today. And the first pitch to him is ripped at and missed by the lanky righty with long arms out there, Gibson-Long. He's listed at 6'4", 225, 24 years old, out of Ackworth, Georgia. Kick of the pitch. Swing and a miss. A change by the right-hander. Gibson-Long so far is 1-2, 5.52 ERA through 3 Double-A starts. Opened the year with really a dominant stretch. 10 outings in High A Cedar Rapids in the Twin system. As the 0-2 is taken low. Good eye by Antico there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gibson-Long had wrapped up his time in Single A with a 1.99 ERA. He's coming off back-to-back strong outings for the Wind Surge. There's the 1-2 here. Lifted into shallow center. That's falling quickly towards the grass. It goes. Martin with a sliding try. He got his glove on it. Looks like he's hurt. He couldn't bring it in. And Antico has a double to start off his Double-A career. Austin Martin is on the ground in a lot of pain. They're going to go check on him. He went sliding into shallow center field. And is still down. I think he's holding maybe his arm out there. An over-the-shoulder sliding try by the Twins' prized prospect. He made an unreal catch going back into left field yesterday, attempting to do something similar here at the outset today, and it doesn't look good. Hopefully it's just one of those stingers and he's okay, but Austin Martin is still down, being attended to by the athletic trainer Tyler Blair and the manager Ramon Borrego. Number 2 prospect for the Twins, the number 57 prospect in all of baseball, and he is up on his feet. For Mike Antico, he opens up his Double-A career with a double. He was the top base stealer in all of High A ball while with Peoria at the time of his promotion today, leading all of High A, the entire level, with 37 steals. So a guy you always want to get on. But not surprisingly, Martin is going to come out of the ball game holding his left wrist, it appears. And popping off the bench is Daniel Ozaria. So Ozaria will be in and play short for Martin, and we certainly hope that Austin's okay. Twins have had a tough break with their top prospect again this year, Royce Lewis. A nice applause for the shortstop. Just tremendous effort on that play. So Ozaria will check in here. He'll bat in that 3 spot from here on out as well and play short. Give him a couple moments just to loosen up the arm here, playing catch with the third baseman. We'll work around the Wichita infield now. Kevin Merrill is the third baseman, who's playing catch with the shortstop, Daniel Ozaria. At second base is Edward Julian, first baseman Chris Williams, and the catcher Kyle Schmidt. In the outfield, it's Deshaun Kersey Jr. in center, Anthony Prado in left, and Cole Sturgeon in right. So with Antico, who's got blazing speed out there at second base, the batter is Mason Wynn. Wynn had been leading off for Springfield. He bumps down to the 2 spot. And the first pitch to Wynn, taken down the pipe, a fastball from the righty Gibson-Long. That's going to be a fun combination between Antico and Wynn in this Cardinal lineup. Antico 37 steals in High A. He'd only been caught 3 times. Big leadoff second. The pitch pins outside to Mason for ball one. Wynn is hitting .258, 5 home runs, 18 runs batted in. It is his 32nd game with Springfield. Open stance right side. The 1-1. Taken down and away for ball two. Wynn 1 for 5 in the ballgame yesterday with a base hit and a steal. He's up to 6 steals himself in Double-A, Paul, after going a perfect 15 for 15 in High A. 2-1 pitch. Angles on the outer half from Gibson long, so the count evens at 2-2. Cardinals with a man at second base, Mike Antico. Nobody down, bottom of the first inning, and no score as of yet, with Springfield trying to change that right here. 2-2. Antico takes off. It's ripped at and missed for strike 3. No throw to third, though. Mike Antico has his first bag in Double-A. An uncontested steal of third base. His 38th total steal of the season. Does come on a strikeout. So Antico now 90 feet away. There's one away in the inning. And the batter is Nick Dunn. Infield draws in for Wichita. Antico with a walking lead at third. And the pitch for Dunn, rip right back up the middle. Base hit to center. Antico trots in. And the Cardinals lead it 1-0 here in the first inning. RBI number 19 on the year for Nick Dunn. His second straight day with an RBI single and just a perfect piece of hitting. The drawn in infield, Dunn hit it hard, hit it right back up the middle. I think it would have probably gotten through even if the infield had been back, but particularly with them drawn in, no chance at keeping it in. So 1-0 Springfield. Antico home on the Dunn base hit. Here's Malcolm Nunez, who takes low for a ball one. Malcolm hit another one out yesterday. A solo home run in the second inning of the game. He's up to 12 home runs on the year, 46 RBIs, batting .265. Throw to first base, not in time. In the series, Nunez is 6 for 12, 3 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. Has also come home to score 4 runs. The 1-0. Fouled away by Nunez. Back out of play, and the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the Wind Surge are out there in the red tops. Surge written across the chest in those bold white letters. All navy caps, the interlocking WS logo on the front. Gray pants with a single navy line down the side. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Bending down and away. 2-1. A cool component, too, of the Wind Surge uniform line is they have a kind of a liner, a border around their sleeves in the neck that's a repeating pattern styled after the Wichita flag. Hitters count for Nunez, and he takes ball 4 down and away. No, that's ball 3. So now the count 3-1. Malcolm back in, even stance. Silver bat held up above his shoulder. Dunn takes off on it. It's outside, and it's ball 4 this time. So Malcolm Nunez works a first inning walk. No steal for Dunn. He'll go to second on the free pass. Cardinals have 2 men on for Chase Pender. Well, the Cardinals walks are brought to you by Red Wing Shoes, of course. Heavy duty meets lightweight with Red Wing's full line of work boots, Irish setter work and hunt boots, and so much more at Red Wing Shoes in Springfield, located at 1707 South Campbell. So Pender just activated off the IL today. Great addition to the Cardinal lineup. Right-handed swinging left fielder out of Poquoson, Virginia. And he takes a high pitch for ball 1, a fastball from Gibson long. Pinder has played 19 games this year, around 2 stints on the injured list. .294 batting average, 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in for the 26-year-old. The 1-0 pitch is rocketed to left field. That's hit well. Going back is Prado. He's on the warning track. He can't get there. It's up against the wall. Dunn's around third. He'll score. Nunez burns past third. He comes home as well. Standing at second, a 2-run double. It's Chase Pinder. 3-0 Cardinals in the opening inning. Welcome back, Chase Pinder, his first at-bat off the IL, and he booms a double off the wall. Dunn in from second. Nunez hustling around, able to score from first with a good read on that fly ball. Malcolm knew it wasn't going to be caught, and he almost caught Dunn on the bases. So Pinder with his 5th double of the year, up to 13 runs batted in. Springfield comes out swinging with a 3 spot here in the opening inning. And the batter is Justin Turner. So Pinder now at second base, the only man out there. 1 away. First pitch for Turner is taken at the knees. A fastball placed well by the righty. Gibson Long made his Wichita debut in Tulsa back on the 16th of June. He gave up 5 runs in 4 2/3 innings. 0-1 for Turner, taken down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gibson Long, though, then got on track against San Antonio with back-to-back outings in Wichita against the Missions. He threw 5 innings in both and only allowed 2 runs in each start. But the Cardinals pounce on him a bit here in the opening inning today. Pinder goes diving back. The pitch into home is ripped to right center by Turner. Flying over with a diving grab is Kersey. An incredible catch by Deshaun Kersey Jr. He takes away a double from Turner. Pinder gets back to second. And Kersey does to Turner what Turner's done to so many throughout his pro career, with an incredible all-out diving play in right center field. So after the highlight reel play by Kersey, the batter is Nick Raposo. Pinder's at second base. 2 down. The pitch for the catcher. Angles in at the bottom of the zone. Well, Pinder had dived back in with the shortstop Ozaria darting behind him on the pitch to Turner that he hit to right center. But I think even with that, Chase would have been able to pop up and score had Kersey not made that incredible catch. 0-1 for Raposo. Angles outside, and the count evens at 1-1. Nick is hitting .211. He's got 7 runs batted in. He's up to 5 doubles. 21st game of the year for the Johnston, Rhode Island native, who started off the year with an IL stint coming out of spring training, but has really started to kind of find that rhythm. As a good slider is taken by Raposo for ball 2, bending out of the zone at the last minute. Raposo in his 3 games coming into this one has gone 4 for 10. 3 doubles and 5 runs batted in. Had a pinch hit double in the 9th inning yesterday that he knocked off the right center field fence. He takes a fastball right at the knees here, 2-2. Nick thinking maybe a little bit low. Steps back into the even stance. Pinder leads off second. He'll go on contact with 2 away. Gibson Long trying to find a final out here in the first inning, and Raposo gets time granted to him. Well, the Wichita righty is at 24 pitches. Raposo, the number 7 hitter here in this first inning. 2-2. Bouncing in the dirt. Pinder takes off for third. Blocked partially by the catcher Schmidt, but Chase is in without a play. So that'll be a wild pitch. Pender moving up on the ball that Kyle Schmidt, the catcher today, was able to get his glove on, but could not quite keep it right next to him. And Chase aggressively moves up on the play. Full count for Raposo as well, so the payoff pitch coming from the righty Sawyer Gibson long. He fires, and it's called strike three with a good breaking ball, hanging on that outside edge. So that wraps up the inning. Pender left at third base, but the Cardinals strike for three in the frame. An RBI base hit by Dunn, a two-run double by Pender. It's 3-0 Birds through one on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Gordon Graceffo right back to work. This game goes to the top of the second inning. Cardinals jump ahead with a 3-run rally in the opening frame tonight. And the first pitch of the second to Chris Williams. Hit sharply right to win, though. He's up with it at short, and he throws it over perfectly for out number one. Good start to the second for Graceffo. He was able to navigate through that opening inning. Worked around a one-out walk. Did wind up with 19 pitches in the frame. And off to a good start here with a one-pitch ground out. So Kevin Merrill is the batter, left-handed swinging third baseman. He's batting .256, 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in. And a fastball chopped to the right side. Dunn backs up a stride, backhands it in, and slings to first in time. 2 pitches and 2 ground outs. This is the Gordon Graceffo that we've seen through stretches already in AA ball where he just can flip a switch, get really quick outs, and motor through the lineup very efficiently, which has allowed him already to get to 7 innings in 3 of his first 6 starts. Here's a strike starting off Kyle Schmidt, the catcher. Graceffo threw 7 innings in his AA debut, game 1 of a doubleheader in Tulsa back on May 27th. He went the distance in that game. 0-1 is lifted foul out of play to the right side. And then the back-to-back 7-inning outings to win Texas League Pitcher of the Week. June 14th and 19th against Corpus Christi. He's got Schmidt on his heels here, 0-2. The pitch. Bending low, the slider. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for the right-handed catcher. Our first look at Schmidt here this season. He's batting .184, 4 runs batted in through 10 games with Wichita. And the 1-2. Foul away. Schmidt fights it off. Well, Schmidt is 24 years old. He's from Smithville, Texas. 33rd round pick in 2019 by the Minnesota Twins. He played his college ball at the University of Richmond. The 1-2. That tap foul. Just getting a piece of the off-speed pitch. Schmidt played 28 games in low A this year. He was batting .244. The pitch from Graceffo. Chopper back towards the middle. Wind darts to his left. He gets there. He spins. Fires to first. Nunez picks it, and they got him. A terrific play on both ends of it. Mason Wind taking away another hit up the middle, and Malcolm Nunez with a great pick at first. Just able to get Schmidt on a 6-3 ground out. Outstanding put out by Wynn and Nunez. 1-2-3, the inning goes. Bottom of the second coming up with the Cards up 3-0 on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Bottom of the second inning, Cardinals out in front 3-0 on this perfect Friday night for a little Cardinal baseball in downtown Springfield. Jonah Davis leads off against the righty Sawyer Gibson long. First pitch to Davis, a good changeup, gets a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Davis hasn't missed much lately. He certainly didn't miss much yesterday. A 4 RBI performance for the San Diego native. 2-run double that momentarily provided a lead in the 6th inning. This breaking ball swoops in, strike 2. Jonah then put one on top of the training facility in right field in the 9th inning for a 2-run home run that brought the Cardinals back within a run of tying it. And Davis continuing a terrific streak here to close out the month of June and trying to keep on rolling here as we flip to July. 0-2 count for Jonah. The pitch. Tap foul right back into the catcher back there, Schmidt. But Davis now has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 ball games, batting .300 over that stretch. 4 home runs, a double, a triple, and 13 runs batted in. They play him to pull it on the infield, everybody moving towards the first base side. And the 0-2 instead is fouled right back over our heads. That'll keep it at 0-2. A good crowd on hand here to start off the Independence Day fun. We will have Freedom Week fireworks tonight, tomorrow, and then the biggest of them all on Sunday. 0-2 pitch. Fouled right back into the backstop. Tomorrow it's one specially designed for the kids, where the Price Cutter and Bar S Foods Kids Pop-It giveaway for 2,000 fans. That'll start when gates open tomorrow at 5:35 p.m. before the 6:35 ball game. And kids hits fireworks after the game. This pitch outside, a changeup, missing the mark to Davis for ball 1. So a ton of fun coming up tomorrow, game 5 of the series. Then we close it out against Wichita with Sunday's big one, 5:25 ball game. Gates at 4:25. 1-2 pitch. Tap foul by Davis. He'll stay alive and see another. Sunday's the patriotic fans on field fireworks celebration. Biggest Independence Day fireworks show in Southwest Missouri. And you can enjoy it all from the award-winning playing surface here at Hammonds Field. We've got a post-game concert as well with Sequel Dose, the band performing, presented by Aaron Saxon Associates. 1-2 delivery. Skip foul. Highland Area Ice Cream Sunday gets it all going. Free ice cream for kids before the game on Sunday. And most 5:29 kids run the bases after the ball game. So a ton going on all weekend long here in downtown Springfield. 1-2 the count. Sawyer Gibson Long, the right-hander. He deals. Down and in, a fastball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Even stance left side for Davis. Little bounce to the pad on the back shoulder. Gibson Long kicks and deals. Outside with a changeup missing for ball 3. And a full count. A good battle being put in here by Davis. He fell behind 0-2, but is now up to 10 pitches in the plate appearance. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Gibson Long hangs in there and gets Davis with a good change. But it did cost him 11 pitches. He'd used 26 in the opening inning, so Gibson Long is already up to 37 pitches. 1/3 of the way through his second inning. Roberto Baldoquin digs in on the right side. Cardinals third baseman today. Batting in the 9th spot. First pitch to him. Up and inside, ball 1. Baldoquin is the native of Las Tunas, Cuba. 28-year-old. He's batting .167. He's got 4 runs batted in 27 Double-A games this year. Taking a curve on the outside edge for a strike. Baldoquin also just spent about a week in Triple-A Memphis. He was with the Redbirds from June 23rd through the 28th. Played in 2 games up there. He went 1 for 8. Swing and a miss on a good breaking pitch. 1-2. Baldoquin, though, just an elite defender. really no matter where you put him, he can play third as he is today. He can certainly play short, second base. 1-2. Skied in the air, shallow right field, trotting in Sturgeon. Sizes it up and reels it in over the right shoulder. So a fly out to right retires Baldo Keene. They're 2 away. The batter coming up is Mike Antico. Got out to a great start to his Double-A career, making his debut tonight. Dropped that double into shallow center field to start the bottom of the first inning rally. Stole his first Double-A base, swiping third without a throw. And then came in for the game's first run on the base hit by Dunn. This one bends inside to Antico, ball 1. Well, Mike overall in Peoria was batting .255, 6 homers, 32 runs batted in, 19 doubles. Collected 70 hits in 71 games for the Peoria Chiefs. Fastball on the outside edge, 1 ball, 1 strike. Antico was drafted by St. Louis in 2021. In the 8th round of the 2021 draft out of the University of Texas, where he played his final college season. 1-1 is put on the ground softly to second base. Up with it there is Julian, and a quick throw gets Antico. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Sawyer Gibson Long. He gets himself on track. And we played 2 innings at Hammonds Field with the Cardinals ahead 3-0 on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Cardinals in a 3-0 advantage. We've played 2 innings on this Friday at Hammonds Field. Gordon Graceffo right back to work against Deshaun Kersey Jr. opening up the inning for the Wind Surge. Graceffo peers in, will rock back and deliver the inning's first one. Attacked by Kersey, but fouled right back overhead for a strike. Well, Kersey is hitting .222, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in this year. Left-handed batting center fielder who's already made 1 jaw-dropping play in the field today. And he takes outside from Graceffo, the changeup. So it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Graceffo with the next. High fastball, 2-1. Kersey has gone 0 for 8 on the week, so he had the day off yesterday. Kind of a reset for him. He'd really played well against the Cardinals in Wichita back in May. 2-1 pitch. On the outside edge, just getting that corner of the zone with a perfectly placed fastball. Kersey had gone 8 out of 29 in that first series. I should say 8 out of 26. 2-2. Lifted to left center field. That's hit well. It's going to get down in the gap, bounce all the way to the wall, and Kersey's got an extra base hit. Turner gets there quickly and fires it in. Kersey stops at second with a standing double. That is the first hit of the game for the Wind Surge. 14th double of the year for Kersey, and that's really what he was doing in Wichita against the Cardinals. In fact, that is his 5th double against Springfield. So 5 of his 14 two-base hits have come in just a handful of games against Cardinal pitching. So Kersey's on. There's nobody down. Anthony Prado, right-handed batter, that closed-off stance in the batter's box. Graceffo to the stretch, and he spins one down and away for ball 1. Prado's hitting .254, 7 runs batted in. 24th game at Double-A ball for the utility man. He'd been playing third the first couple of games. He's in left field today. And he takes a low fastball for ball 2. Prado's a native of Brooklyn, New York. 7th round pick in 2019 by the Twins. .2-0 delivery is looped to second, caught on a line by Dunn. And staying put at second base was Kersey. So it's a line out. Nick Dunn was in the perfect spot for it. That ball not really squared up. It came off the bat at 82 miles per hour after being thrown at 94. So good job by Graceffo getting some soft contact for the first out of the inning. And now back to the top with the dangerous left-handed bat of Matt Wallner. Graceffo starts him with a fastball. It's in at the kneecaps. Wallner thought about it, kept the bat back, and he takes a strike anyway. Wallner swung himself into second place in the league yesterday with his 2 homers. He's up to 18 on the year. He's also second in the league with 53 runs batted in, and the only player he trails in both of those departments is former Cardinal slugger here in Springfield, Moises Gomez, who's up in AAA Memphis. 0-1 from Graceffo. Kersey goes. The throw down to third, not in time. Kersey steals the bag. It is a strike to Wallner. So 0-2 the count for Wallner, but Kersey now just 90 feet away after his 20th steal of the year. Cardinals ahead by 3. And the pitch. Down and in. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wallner finished up with 3 RBIs on the 2 homers yesterday. Hit 1 to left, hit 1 to right. Fastball high and away here, 2-2. On the week, he's 3 out of 11. The 2 home runs, 4 total runs batted in. But he is likely to take over the league lead in really not much more time, particularly in RBIs, as this is chopped foul right into the Cardinals photo well. So it'll stay 2-2. But Wallner will swing by Moises Gomez in RBIs shortly. He's 5 home runs away from Moises, so still a little time to get to the Cardinal slugger there. 2-2. Bouncer towards the middle. That'll bring in the run from third. Wynn cuts it off and throws to first for the out. So 6-3 ground out. Wallner gets an RBI, and the Cardinals lead is 3-1. Kersey coming in without a play from third base. And just like that, Matt Wallner has tied Gomez for the league lead with 54 runs batted in this year. But nobody on after the ground out. 2 down. Edward Julian, the batter. Graceffo with the first pitch. Bends a curve down and in for ball 1. Top of the 3rd inning on this Friday. Cardinals lead it 3-1. They play Julian to pull it on the infield. And a curveball doesn't get the strike from the boy in blue back there, so the count 2-0. The next one from Graceffo. Line to left field. A base hit to left center. Turner cuts it off from center field. But Edward Julian just keeps hitting the ball hard this week. He is 7 for 14, adding a single to the 3 home runs he's already hit here at Hammonds Field. 1 on, 2 down, and Daniel Azoria is the batter here for the first time in this game. He took over as the defensive substitution when Austin Martin left with an injury on the first at bat in the first inning. First pitch for Azoria. A fastball in at the kneecaps. Good pitch by Graceffo getting in front. Azoria is 21 years old. hitting .233 in Double-A so far. As a curve is tapped foul back to the screen. Native of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. 13th game with Wichita for Azoria. He was batting .266 in low-A ball in Fort Myers. Twins low-A affiliate. 0-2, the pitch. Curve fought foul. I don't think technically they're called low-A anymore. They're just it's single-A and high-A. Used to be low-A and high-A, but they have taken away the low. Florida State League, the single-A level. Spin and throw to first base, not in time. Julian leaning away from first. He'll stay put on a fastball that's high. And the count 1-2. Azoria signed on with the Angels originally in 2017. And he takes this for strike three. Burned in by Graceffo. The fastball for the punch out. First strikeout of the day by Gordon Graceffo, closing the third frame. And the Wind Surge do get on the board with the run-scoring RBI ground out by Matt Wallner. Cardinals lead it 3-1. We played 2.5 on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Mason Wynn leads off the bottom of the third inning. 3-1, Cardinals in front. Sawyer Gibson long with his first pitch of the frame, and it's propelled foul towards the first base side and out of play. So a quick strike against Wynn. Wind Surge getting on the board a moment ago with their first run against Cardinal righty Gordon Graceffo. Able to work through it though without a whole heck of a lot of damage. And it is the righty Sawyer Gibson long back to work for Wichita. The 0-1. Chopper to short. Azoria can't reel it in with a backhand. Took a high bounce on him. And Mason Wynn is safe on the play to start off this third inning. That ball came up on Azoria pretty significantly. Wynn had some spin on it. Chopped it at 99 miles per hour. And we'll see which way that one gets ruled. Either way, it puts Mason on to start off the inning. Nick Dunn on the left-handed side, already with an RBI single today. Shallow at third base is Merrill. The pitch for Dunn. Angles in there. A change up from Gibson long for the strike. So Nick is batting .264 with the base hit today. 3 home runs. He's got 19 RBIs. And a throw to first base. Diving back in is Wynn. They do award a base hit on the Mason Wynn ground ball. So he's 1 for 2 today. That was a tough hop on Azoria. So here comes the 0-1 for Dunn. Wynn takes off on the pitch. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second. Nowhere near in time. Mason dives in without much of a play. It is his 7th steal in Double-A ball. And he and Mike Antico have combined to go 2 for 2 in their first game together in Double-A. So Wynn now in scoring position, nobody down. 0-2 the count for Dunn. A chance to collect another RBI already. And he steps out of the way of a breaking pitch, down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, Dunn on the left side. 4 for 16 on the series, 2 RBIs. And the scorching hot Malcolm Nunez looming in the on-deck circle. Wynn off second base. Azoria parked right behind him. And a little spin around. No throwback there, but a look by Gibson long. So we'll set back up for the 1-2. There's the pitch for Dunn. Down and in. Nick having to scoot out of the way of another sharp breaking ball from the right-hander to the left-handed batter. Biting down right on Dunn's toes. So the count even at 2-2 for Nick on this Friday night in the bottom of the third. Cardinals looking to get the run right back that Wichita got on the board in the top of the frame. The pitch is fluttered into shallow left field. That's falling quickly. Racing in is Prado. He bare hands and fires to third, but Wynn dives in before the play. It's a base hit for Dunn. Wynn takes third on it. And there are Cardinals at the corners with nobody down. A tough fly ball to read as to whether it would be caught or not, so Mason can't come in on the single. Had to make sure it was going to get down, and then Prado really with a nice job barehanding the ball on one bounce and firing to third. But Mason able to dive in well in front of the throw. So they're at the corners for Malcolm Nunez. First pitch for Nunez. That bends in there. Slider by Gibson Sawyer. Nothing in one for Malcolm. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. And very cool. Caleb Cashtow with Remax St. Louis Cardinal update. Nolan Arenado just picked up the single that he needed, so he just hit for the cycle for the Cardinals tonight up in Philadelphia. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'd say the first Cardinal that hit for the cycle since 2005. Mark Grudzielanek, the last one to do so. So a big day for Nolan Arenado. Pitch for Nunez. Popped up right above the catcher. Schmidt tosses his mask. He's practically standing on home plate. And a step in fair territory. He catches the pop-up. So that's a monumental out by Sawyer Gibson Long here, getting Nunez without allowing anybody to advance. And here comes Chase Pender. So Arenado in that ball game, he had the home run, the double, and the triple in his first 3 at bats. Needed the single, and he collected it in the 8th inning. Chase Pender, the right-handed batter, already with a 2-run double here. And the pitch to him. Angles in. Good breaking ball for the strike. Win the man at third. Dunn across at first base. The former Clemson Tiger Pender awaits the pitch and swats it into shallow right field. Going back in a hurry. Julian with an over-the-shoulder grab. Wynn, though, tags, and he dives in before the throw home. Mason Wynn comes in on a little flare by Pender to shallow right center. It gets the job done with a sacrifice fly. It's 4-1 Cardinals in the third. So Pender able to muscle it just deep enough into very shallow right. The second baseman, Julian, making the over-the-shoulder catch and having to stop himself, turn back around and throw to second. Mason Wynn had just enough of a window to come diving home with, again, not really much of a play. The speed of Wynn certainly impacting this inning. Singling himself on, stealing second, moving to third on the base hit by Dunn to shallow left. A ball not everybody moves up on. And then scoring on a sac fly in shallow right field that not everybody comes in on. Throw to first base, checked on Dunn. It's 0-1 for Justin Turner. And he swings through the pitch for strike 2. So the RBI for Pender is his third of the game. He's up to 14 runs batted in already. And Dunn takes off on the pitch, down and in. Throw to second base. Dunn slides in before the tag. Another steal for the Cardinals, their third in this game. And this time it's Nick Dunn nabbing second base. His third steal of the year. And it is 1-1 in the count to Turner. Or maybe it's 1-2. I thought the umpire just said 1-1. I believe he did. This one's on the inside edge, and there's strike two. So they've got 2 strikes in game day as well. And sometimes the easiest are the hardest. Dunn a base hit away, 2 down. The 1-2. Taken by Turner, down and in, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Turner's batting .222. He's got a home run, 12 runs batted in. Having a good series, 3 for 10. The pitch. Sky to left field, medium deep. Under it is Prado. He reaches out and he makes the catch. So the final piece of the inning, Cardinals, though, do get that run right back on a sac fly by Pinder, bringing home Mason Wynn from third and opening it back to a 3-run Cardinal lead. It's 4-1 Springfield through 3 on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Top of the 4th inning, Cardinals ahead 4-1. Gordon Graceffo back to work. Cole Sturgeon, Chris Williams, and Kevin Merrill. Middle part of the lineup coming up here. And the pitch from Graceffo stays high, ball 1. Again, our Cardinal update, a very cool alert coming across. Nolan Arenado hitting for the cycle a moment ago, adding an infield single in the 8th inning to his home run, triple, and double from earlier in the game up there in Philly. Philadelphia does lead that game right now, 5-3, as they go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Or they're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 balls and nothing here for the left-handed batting Sturgeon. And the pitch from Gordon. A chopper to the right side. Dunn charges it, fields it cleanly, throws back to first, and it's dug by Nunez. 4-3 put out. Well done on a tricky bounce for Dunn. But they get Sturgeon to open up the inning. Our Cardinal updates are always brought to you by Caleb Cashtow with RE/MAX. Terrific RE/MAX agent. Also a great on-field host here at Hammonds Field. He's here tonight, in fact. And he can guide you through your home buying and selling journey. And I guarantee you're going to have fun while you work with cash. Check him out right now at BeBetterAgent.com. BeBetterAgent.com. Chris Williams, the batter, takes a low fastball from Graceffo. Ball 1. Williams, the right-handed swinging first baseman. 0 for 1 with a ground out. He taps this right back into Raposo, the catcher. So the count is even at a ball and a strike. Cardinals play him straight away in the outfield. Pinder, Turner, Davis out there. Infield angles him to pull it out of the right-handed side. Baldo Keene guarding third. Wynn deep in the hole at short. Swing and a miss and a good Graceffo slider. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williams will get time granted to him, so he'll settle back in on the right side. Graceffo's got 1 strikeout in this game. It wrapped up the 3rd inning. Looking for the put away here with the 1-2 pitch. Curveball yanked foul down the third base side. So it will remain at a ball and 2 strikes. We'll check on some Texas League action around the circuit on this Friday. San Antonio just put up an 8-run frame in Midland. So it's 8-2 San Antonio. That ball game's in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-2 from Graceffo. Fastball yanked foul. Sounded like Williams needs a new bat, and he does. Cracking it on the cut. Drillers just broke the scoreless tie at home against Arkansas with 3 runs in the 4th inning. 3-0 Tulsa. Frisco is up on Corpus Christi 3-0. That game's in the bottom of the 5th down in Frisco. And the Naturals are in Amarillo. Northwest Arkansas leading it 5-2 in the top of the 5th inning. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Fouled back into the screen. Williams continuing to make Graceffo work. Memphis Redbirds are in action in AAA ball. They're at home against Jacksonville right now and trailing the Jumbo Shrimp 6-1. So Memphis has hit a little bit of a tough spell. This one is scorched off the top pad on the railing on the Wichita dugout. Everybody's okay. That hit exactly on the pad. Williams is putting in a great battle in the batter's box here against Graceffo. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gordon gets him with the curveball. That was a 9-pitch battle put in by Williams, but Graceffo wins it with his 2nd strikeout of the ballgame. That big curve twisting down and away to the right-handed batter. So 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. The batter is Kevin Merrill. Left-handed hitting infielder. He's playing 3rd today. And he swats the first one foul out of play to the left field side. Strike 1. Merrill's a veteran member of this team. Formerly in the A's and Royals farm system. Originally out of Odessa, Florida. 0-1 pitch. Popped up, third base side. Baldo Keene trucking over for it. He is out of room though, and that's a souvenir 3 rows back. Our friends from Dadeville are here at the ballpark, and that just skipped into their section down there. Always good to have the good folks from Dadeville here at Hammonds Field. Dadeville Community Night. 0-2 count for Merrill. Graceffo looking for the put away. He fires and bins it low. Merrill doesn't chase. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. We had seen Kevin Merrill as both a Midland Rock Count and a Northwest Arkansas Natural in 2019. He had spent about 2/3 of the year in Midland. And then at the deadline, the A's traded him to Kansas City's system. They sent him to Northwest Arkansas. 1-2 is looped into left center field. That's a base hit for Merrill. Turner cuts it off in a hurry, but Merrill extends the inning with a 2-out single. So that keeps it going for Kyle Schmidt. One on, 2 down. Nunez holds on Merrill at first base. Schmidt set up, even stance, a little bounce to the pad on the right side, leaning in over the corner and putting the first pitch on the ground to short. He hit the ball well, but Wynn scoops it cleanly and flips to Dunn for the force out at second. Inning-ending fielder's choice, and a 1-pitch out to wrap up a scoreless 4th inning. Now this game moves to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals ahead 4-1. Nick Raposo leads things off here against Sawyer Gibson Long. Right-hander who's been battling out there for the Wind Surge. He's going into his 4th frame at 62 pitches. Raposo, the right-handed catcher, set up. And the first pitch of the frame is a fastball high for ball 1. That one coming in at 92 on our Radar Love speed pitch, brought to you by Nick Love at Prudential Advisors. You can give Nick Love a call today at 417-889-9662. As a slider twists in. And the count for Raposo, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Down and away. Ball 2. Raposo sent that booming double off the right center field fence in the 9th inning yesterday. Got the bats going for a one last charge in that ball game. 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Boy, that was a good slider by Gibson Long. So 2-2 the count. Gibson Long was a 6th round pick out of Mercer. As the 2-2 sent in the air, deep left field by Raposo. Did he get enough? They're at the wall. Kersey jumps. It's gone. A solo home run for Nick Raposo. 5-1 Cardinals on a bomb by the Cardinal catcher. He got it right over that Herman Lumber sign. With Kersey out there, you can never bank on it. He had a jumping try, but Raposo got it over that chain link fence up onto the grass, and it is home run number 1 on the year for Nick Raposo. He continues to hit the ball very well over the past week or so. So 5-1 Cardinals. Here's Jonah Davis. Speaking of Cardinals hitting the ball well, Davis has been as hot as anybody, swinging through the first pitch for a strike. Now, Raposo's blast, of course, is a Volt Credit Union home run for good. As the 0-1 from Gibson Long bends down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Every time the Cardinals hit a home run here at home, it's a Volt Credit Union home run for good. And our friends at Volt make a donation to the Foundation for Springfield Public Schools. You can learn more and revolt against banking as usual at voltcu.org. 1-1. Davis swings through a good off-speed pitch for strike 2. Jonah is 0 for 1 today. They got him on a strikeout. He'll get time granted to him. Wind Surge angled the infield play, and Davis to pull it on the ground. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good sharp slider by Gibson Long. So strikeout number 4 for the Wichita righty. 1 down and nobody on. Roberto Baldoquin will come up for the second time. 5-1 Cardinal lead on the Raposo home run a moment ago. Baldoquin spinning the bat off the back shoulder. The pitch. Just outside, a fastball and a good take by the Cardinal third baseman. Busy night out on the grass berm. There's a heated game of basketball being played in left field. As Baldoquin rips it by the diving third baseman Merrill. An extra base hit into left field. All the way to the corner it goes. Baldoquin cruises into second. A standing double for Roberto. 5th double of the year for Baldoquin, hitting that ball perfectly inside the line at third. Merrill threw his body after it, diving towards the line, but he couldn't cut it off. So Baldoquin is in scoring position. The batter coming up is Mike Antico, top of the lineup. It's Antico and Wynn on deck as the Cardinals try to stretch this open further. Already up 5-1 in this ballgame. First pitch for Antico. Inside, ball 1. Antico made his pro debut last year in Single A Palm Beach. Ranked among Cardinals minor league leaders last season in slugging percentage at .490. OPS at .829. He was 6th in slugging, 9th in OPS. And tied for 9th with 3 triples. Swing and a miss here, 1-1. Mentioned his last time up, he played his final college year at the University of Texas. He spent the majority of his college career, though, at St. John's University in New York. From 2017 to 2020. Was the 2020 Big East Player of the Year in the shortened season. This is fouled away. 2019, Antico was a unanimous first-team All-Big East selection. In his career at St. John's, he had .332, 13 homers, had 22 doubles in 153 games. So really a terrific college career. Fouling this back into the screen, 1-2, it'll stay. And as so many college players did that were impacted by that COVID season, Antico was a graduate transfer to the University of Texas and had an outstanding 1 year as a Longhorn in 2021 that got him on the radar as an 8th-round pick, then scooped up by St. Louis. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Antico. The pitch to him is fouled back. That's going to get out of play. It's another souvenir, and a gentleman with a plate full of nachos almost made the grab. Then he took a tumble. He's okay, and most of his nachos survived. He lost just a couple to the step. Never want to waste a nacho. The 1-2. Down and in. Good take by Antico. 2-2. Antico, in his 1 year at Texas in 2021, he led all NCAA Division I hitters with 63 walks that year and was second with 41 steals. 2-2. Ripped down the first baseline. That is a foul ball, though. So it'll stay at 2-2 for Antico, trying to strike with Baldacchini at second. Cardinals with only 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 run already home. And a 5-1 lead for Springfield. Even stance for Antico. The high striped socks pulled up over the white pant legs. Bat bouncing over the back shoulder. 2-2. Down and in, a close take, but there's that good eye that Antico has had all along throughout his baseball career. He was the #1 high school outfield recruit in the state of New Jersey, as ranked by Perfect Game back when he wrapped up his high school career at Colts Neck High School. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A good slider gets him bearing down and in. And Sawyer Gibson-Long smacks the glove after that put-away pitch. A big strikeout, number 5 on the day. Wind Surge still have a right-hander warming. Gibson-Long has had to work out there, to say the least. He's up to 82 pitches and not through 4 innings. Mason Wynn is the batter. The pitch. Bounce to short. Azoria bings it in with a backhand and throws to first base this time, getting Wynn. 6-3 put out will wrap up the inning. So Baldacchini is left at second, but the Cardinals strike with a Raposo solo home run. It's 5-1 Springfield through 4 on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Game 4 of the series at Hammonds Field tonight. Join us tomorrow. Should be another good one between these two clubs. Kyle Leahy goes for Springfield. He's 4-6, 6.21 ERA. Up against the righty Blaine Enlow for Wichita, who is 0-2, a 5.25 ERA. That's a 6:35 ball game. Gates at 5:35 tomorrow night at Hammonds Field. Freedom Week fireworks continue tomorrow and Sunday. First pitch of the inning to Deshaun Kersey Jr. It's a breaking ball, up and away, ball 1. Wind Surge line is at 1-3-0. Cardinals are at 5-7-0. Little pull side shading against the left-handed batting Kersey, who's 1 for 1 with a double today, ripping this foul back into the screen. His double traveled to left center field. If memory serves, in that series in Wichita, when he collected 4 doubles along the way, I believe at least a couple of those went the opposite way as well. He's got some good pop towards left field. 1-1. This is sent too far to the left. Foul out of play. Graceffo's got him down in the count 1-2. Gordon entered the inning with 65 pitches. He's only allowed the 1 run back in the third on the RBI groundout. 1-2 delivery. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not, says third base umpire Steven Rios Jr. Good off-speed pitch, fooling Kersey, but he was just able to keep that bat back, evidently. And we'll see another 2-2, or we'll see a 2-2. Gordon rocks back, 2-2. Bouncer softly to the right side. Graceffo gets to it himself and shuttles it underhand to Nunez. Nicely done by Gordon Graceffo. A 1-3 putout retires the speedy Kersey. And here comes Anthony Prado. I've got the stage all set up out there in right center field on the berm, right above the Aaron Saxon Associates sign. The presenting partner, of course, of the postgame concert with sequel dose after the Sunday game before the fans on field fireworks. You can enjoy both the concert and the fireworks right out on the award-winning outfield. First pitch to Prado, the curve catches the outside edge. Strike 1 for the right-handed batting left fielder. 0-1 for Prado. He's 0 for 1 today, lining out to second his first time up. And he takes a high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Prado's 3 for 10 on the week. He's got a double and an RBI. And the pitch pulled to third. A scrambling stop by Baldock. He spins to his feet. He fires to first, and he gets Prado. Outstanding stuff at third base by Roberto Baldock. And it is the latest of a year of highlight reel plays for the Cardinal infielder. Sliding to his left, spinning up to his cleats, and dealing a fastball across to Nunez. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Matt Wallner. First pitch for Wallner. Low, it's ball 1. Wallner was the Twins' first-round pick in 2019. He's their number 8 prospect, as ranked by MLB.com, as a fastball is knocked foul back to the netting. So there's no question they've got high hopes for the 24-year-old Matt Wallner. Southern Mississippi product. Originally from Minnesota, Forest Lake, Minnesota. 1-1. High fastball for ball 2. Wallner missed a chunk of last year with a broken hamate bone. That bone in kind of your wrist that seems to be breaking a lot around baseball over the past 5 years or so. 2-1 delivery. Down and in for ball 3. And that's a tough one to come back from. You normally see if a player breaks his hamate, relatively early on in a year, they typically can come back after a couple of months, but not quite the same right away. It seems to take a little while to really get that pop back in the swing as he takes a fastball here outside, so it's a 2-out walk. We've seen that throughout the years. I remember Lowrys Montero had some hamate issues when he was here, formerly a top prospect in the Cardinal system. He went over to the Rockies in the Nolan Arenado deal. And Montero has been really a top prospect for Colorado ever since. But his year here, he just couldn't ever quite get his hand and wrist right. And that zapped a lot of the power out of that swing. That has returned. It just took a little bit of time. This fastball down and in. Edward Julian steps out of the way of it for ball 1. So Wallner last year, who was able to return, but did not have a, maybe tremendous season. He's off to a tremendous year this season. 1-0 for Julian. Speaking of tremendous performances, Edward Julian takes a curve down and in for ball 2. Julian is 1 for 1 today with a base hit and a walk. He is 7 for 14 through the first 3.5 games at Hammonds Field, where he has made himself right at home. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Now, the majority of that damage coming on Wednesday, the 7 RBI performance that night. Bouncing ball towards second, backhanded by Dunn. He plants and throws back to first and gets Julian. Nicely executed by Nick Dunn. It's a 3 ground out frame. Gordon Graceffo works around the walk, and it's 5-1 Springfield midway through this ball game. Bottom of the 5th coming up next on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Now we're officially halfway home in this ball game, going to the bottom of the 5th inning. If you ever find yourself halfway home with car problems, there's only one company to call. That's Henry's Towing. For 50 years, they've been helping people with tows and jumps to get you the rest of the way home. If you need to get home, let Henry do it. So we go to the bottom of inning number 5. Cardinals lead it by 4. It is 5-1. Nick Dunn is in the batter's box. Wichita with a new righty out there, number 25, Steven Cruz. And the first pitch fastball powered by the swing for strike 1. So Sawyer Gibson Long with a 4-inning outing today. Cardinals just kind of grinded against him. And he is done for the day. As a fastball is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Steven Cruz has an electric arm. Can really dial that fastball up. We've seen that in just a couple of times against him. Good slider here, taken by Dunn though for ball 2. Problem sometimes is at times fleeting control for Cruz. But if he knows where the ball's going and that fastball is working, he can be tough to handle. Dunn shoots this foul down the right field side, stopping it from cutting into the Superior Rents cheap seats down there. So the count 2-2 for Nick. He's 2 for 2 today with an RBI base hit and a run in the first, a single and a steal in the third. And he flutters this foul out of play, third base side. So that'll keep it at 2-2. Cruz is 23 years old. He's a native of Tenares in the Dominican Republic. First year of AA ball, 22nd appearance. He's 1-1 with a 7.0 ERA. Nick waving the bat over the back shoulder. 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's that fastball, 97 miles per hour. And it is the strikeout pitch to Dunn to start off the inning. That brings up Malcolm Nunez. Face Cruz for the first time. Sawyer Gibson Long's line ends up closing 4 innings, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts out there. First pitch for Malcolm. In at the knees, a fastball placed precisely by Cruz, who's a big guy out there on the mound. He's listed at 6'3", 235 on the roster. But online, he's actually at 6'7", 225, as this is a fastball, strike 2. So thinking that it might be closer to 6'7", because he has a fairly commanding presence out there. 5-1 Cardinals. Nunez in an 0-2 hole. The pitch. Angles outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Malcolm is 0 for 1 in the game. He popped out to the catcher in the 3rd inning. He did walk and score though in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss here. Cruz getting him with the slider. So consecutive strikeouts to open the evening for Steven Cruz. And the batter coming up is Chase Pinder. Pinder's had a great day already. A double and a sac fly. 3 runs batted in, 2 of which came on the double. And then 1 on the sacrifice. Making his return to the lineup after about a month and a half on the injured list. As a slider spins in at the bottom of the zone for the strike. Pinder at last appeared in a ballgame on May 15th. Hit the IL 3 days later. He had just come back from an injured list stint on May 9th. It's breaking ball is on the outside edge, 0-2. So it has been a challenging first half of the year for Pinder just to stay on the field. When he's on the field, he's been outstanding. 0-2. Called strike 3 here. Cruz not messing around out there. Strikes out the side. And it is a quick and efficient bottom of the 5th inning for the Wichita righty. Now we move to the top of the 6th inning. It's 5-1 Cardinals on this Friday at Hammonds Field. Gordon Graceffo right back out there. Cardinal righty will face Daniel Azoria, Cole Sturgeon, and Chris Williams. 3, 4, and 5 in the somewhat altered Wichita lineup. First pitch to Azoria is outside, ball 1. Austin Martin made the start today. He was batting in this spot. But on the first ball that was put in play in the bottom of the 1st inning, he tried to go back and make a just incredible over-the-shoulder sliding catch in shallow center. Rip and a miss here. It's 1-1. And wound up injuring what appeared to be his wrist. That's looked like what Martin was holding as he walked off. And certainly hope that the prized Twins prospect will be okay. This pitch a little up and away. 2-1 with a good take by Azoria. He's gone 0 for 1 since taking over in that 1st inning as a defensive sub. Graceffo got him on a strikeout in the 3rd. 2-1. Foul the way to the Coca-Cola Redbird Roost. That one moving. So 2-2 the count for Azoria. Top of the 6th inning here on this Friday. Cardinals jumped ahead with a 3-run advantage in the bottom of the 1st inning and have led ever since. Two-two delivery. The curve that's rolled over on and fouled down the first base side. Graceffo winds and deals. Bouncer towards the middle. Dunn backhands and throws back to first in time. Well, Azoria was motoring down the first baseline, but well done by Nick Dunn. 1 away to start the 6th inning. Cole Sturgeon will dig in. Couple of ground outs in his line. Left-handed batter. Sturgeon is an outfielder on the Wichita club. He's their right fielder today. He played left field last night. And the first pitch to him, that curveball cutting at the knees. Good pitch. Sturgeon's 30 years old. He's out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Played his college ball at Louisville. The Red Sox picked him in the 10th round in 2014. This is knocked right back through the legs of Graceffo. Backed up, though, by Wynn behind the bag, and Mason fires it to first. That snuck right through the wickets of Gordon Graceffo, but Mason Wynn tracked it perfectly and is able to handle the hard-hit ground ball by Sturgeon. Got to it right behind the base at second, and then it was relatively routine from there. So nicely done by Wynn, and thankfully that ball missed Graceffo. Here's Chris Williams. First one ripped at and missed. The slider by Graceffo, strike 1. Williams, the first baseman, a right-handed batter. He had a 3-hit day yesterday with a couple of singles and a triple. 0-1. Ripped down the left field line. That's going for the berm, though, in foul territory. And a gentleman on his blanket was able to make an adjustment, make the stop on it, then barehanded up. He held it up for the glory and then flipped it to a young fan out there. So well done. Graceffo has Williams down 0-2. He would love a quick put away here. Here comes the pitch. A fastball just a little bit high. 1-2. Well, Williams is technically a catcher. 25-year-old out of Garden Grove, California. But he primarily plays first base for the Wind Surge these days. The 1-2. That curve cutting low this time, and it evens the count at 2-2. Williams is 25 years old. Former Clemson Tiger. He played his college ball with Chase Pinder. As the 2-2. Tapper towards third. Shooting in is Baldocchini. Fields flips to first, and they don't get him. Safe is the call at first base, with Williams just able to leg it out. Well, Baldocchini had to dart in from third. That ball really just tapped to the left side of the infield, and that unfortunately is going to be all for Gordon Graceffo, whose pitch count has gotten up there a little bit. He is at 94 pitches. So an infield single will wrap up the night. Williams is at first base. Well, potentially wrap up the night. Jose Lajer, the Cardinal skipper, comes out. Claps the hands, and this time he does take the ball from the starter. So we've got a pitching change here in this top of the 6th inning. Nice hand for Gordon Graceffo, who exits with the Cardinals ahead 5-1 here at Hammonds Field. Tyler Pike, the lefty, takes over after a quick pitching change break on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Out of Winter Haven, Florida. Former top pick out of high school by the Seattle Mariners back in 2012. Second year in the Cardinals system. And his first pitch coming for Merrill is a fastball that's right in at the bottom of the zone. Strike one. Baldocchini playing a shallow third. Rest of the infield plays Merrill to pull it. Nunez holds on the runner. Williams at first base. 19th appearance for Pike this year. He's made one start. And a tapper to the right side. Dunn waits back on it. Backhands it in. Throws quickly to first and gets Merrill by a stride. So Tyler Pike with just 2 pitches gets the inning-ending ground out from Kevin Merrill. Strands that man at first and closes a scoreless top of the 6th. It's 5-1 Cardinals on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Safe, effective, and trusted. Pure and Clean knocks germs right out of the park with a powerful cleansing solution that's non-toxic, non-allergenic, and scent-free. Pure and Clean's mission since 2015 has been to help people live healthier lives in an increasingly contaminated world. It's the only cleanser I use whether I'm here at home or out on the road. Founded and headquartered in the Ozarks, Pure and Clean is a local company making a global impact. So order your Pure and Clean products right now at www.pureandclean.us. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's 5-1 Springfield. Justin Turner, Nick Raposo, Jonah Davis, 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup against the hard-throwing righty Steven Cruz in his 2nd inning. And the first one to Turner is up and outside, ball 1. Some fireworks going off in the distance to the north of Hammonds Field. This is chopped down the first base line, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's one of the most fun parts of coming out to Hammonds Field this time of year. Everybody starts celebrating Independence Day a little bit early, so while you're here at the stadium, you just get to look at the horizon, primarily to the north and northeast and east, and see people starting to shoot off the fireworks around right above the tree line. Kind of a cool setting. This one is down and in. Turner ahead 2-1, and then of course we're going to shoot off our own after tonight's game, tomorrow's, and Sunday's. This pitch taken by Turner, low and in for ball 3. So a hitter's count for Justin against the righty Steven Cruz. Here comes the next. Right at the knees, a fastball for strike 2. Turner's 0 for 2 today. He was robbed on the remarkable diving catch by Deshaun Kersey Jr. in right center back in the 1st inning. And skied it out to left in the 3rd. This is driven in the air, right field, taken off after it's Sturgeon. A couple quick strides, and he pulls it in with a backhanded grab. That one just wouldn't quite get down off the bat of Turner. So Justin has flied out to each outfielder so far. And it brings up Nick Raposo for round 3. First time facing Cruz. Raposo homered off the starter Gibson long. That was the solo shot in the 4th. First one to him here, slides in for a strike. Cruz has retired each of his first 4 batters faced. As a fastball is taken low. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 2, a fastball. Well, Raposo has now gone 5 for his last 12 with the home run from tonight's game, 3 doubles, and 6 runs batted in just his last 3.5 games. 2-1. Half swing, he goes around on a fastball, and it's strike 2. Nick out of Wheaton College. Made his professional debut in Double-A last year, and I think sometimes it's easy to forget just how rare that is. You almost never see a guy signed or drafted and they just stick you right in Double-A, but that was the challenge for Raposo last year, and he was certainly more than up to it as he does take strike 3 here. A low fastball getting the call from Cruz. So 4th strikeout for Steven Cruz. And with 2 down and nobody on, it's Jonah Davis coming back up, left-handed swinging right fielder. Merrill playing a shallow third. Everybody else guards the pull side against Davis's left-handed bat. Outfield plays him to go the opposite way a little bit. And a fastball is outside for ball 1. Davis pulled the go-ahead 2-run double in the 6th inning yesterday perfectly inside the first baseline, so Williams is protecting that side. 1-0 for him is high, 2-0. Jonah then struck in the 9th with that 2-run home run that made it a 1-run ball game. And nobody, doesn't matter where you played on that one, that was headed for the roof out there in right field. 2-0 here. Down and in for ball 3, so Davis further in front. With Roberto Baldo Keen on deck, hoping for an opportunity. Bottom of the 6th inning, Cardinals ahead by 4. 2 down and nobody on. The pitch. Right down the pipe, a fastball for strike 1. They'll give time to Davis. So we'll set back up for the hitter's count. Three-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. Cardinals ended up closing the month of June in even 13-13. As the payoff pitch popped up third base side, Merrill tracks it towards the bag, right in front of the bag in fair territory. He'll squeeze it for the final piece of a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th inning. So Steven Cruz has put up a pair of perfect innings out of the Wichita bullpen. Cardinals though lead at 5-1. We go to the 7th inning on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Cardinal lefty Tyler Pike back out there. It is his 2nd inning, first full inning out of the Cardinal bullpen. 2 pitches were required from the southpaw to get that final piece of the 6th inning, stranding an inherited runner out there. And now his first pitch to Kyle Schmidt, the right-handed catcher. It's that big, slow curveball by Pike that hits perfectly on the inside edge. 0-1 for Schmidt. Pike with a fastball, points it down and in. So the count 1-1 for Schmidt. Lower third of the Wichita lineup with Kersey Jr. and Prado also due up here in the 7th. Pike kicks and fires the 1-1. Half swing and a foul right over the Cardinals' top dugout into the netting. So strike two. Pike has really had the strikeout working this year. He's up to 36 strikeouts, and he makes it 37, baffling Schmidt with the pitch here. So Pike's first strikeout of the day. And the batter coming up is Deshaun Kersey Jr. Tyler signed with St. Louis as a minor league free agent out of the independent Frontier League last year. He was up in Fargo Moorhead. Fastball on the outside edge, strike one. Joined Springfield after signing on with the Cardinals. Pins it down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Tyler last year went 4-4, 4.85 ERA, 15 appearances, 10 starts. Really helped bolster the staff a season ago as the curve is looped into right center field. That's going to get down. Davis cuts it off quickly. Kersey can run, though. He's trying for two. Davis fires to second, and they got him. A perfect strike from Jonah Davis. Throws out Kersey. He doesn't like it as he pumps his helmet in disagreement with the umpire, but Davis fires it in, and Kersey is out at the bag. So it is a base hit for Kersey. And somebody in the Wichita dugout was just thrown out of the ball game. Blaine Enlow, I believe, he's wearing a shirt that says number 15 on it, and he's walking back to the clubhouse. The umpires were waiting for him to vacate. So I think Blaine Enlow, who's tomorrow's starting pitcher, was just ejected from the dugout. A 9-6 putout on that outfield assist as a breaking ball cuts low here, ball one. Anthony Prado, the right-handed hitter. And Pike fires. This is fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was an awfully close play at second base. Great tag as well by Wynn, catching that ball, but then it was thrown perfectly by Jonah Davis out there in right field. Fastball taken high by Prado, so the count 2-1 for the number 9 hitter. And the pitch. Inside, ball 3. Prado today has gone 0 for 2. He lined out to second, bounced out to third. 3-1 from Pike. Skip foul by Prado. And the count full. Two down and nobody on, top of the 7th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Bounced foul outside the first base line. Prado fighting off the fastball from Pike. Tyler's so good at making you think about that big, slow curve and then sneaking in the fastball. That time, Prado was able to punch it the opposite way. Another 3-2. Up and away, so Pike will lose Prado to a 2-out walk. Good plate appearance by the left fielder. That does bring up Matt Wallner with a man on, which is never something you necessarily want to do. Wallner leading all active Texas leaguers with 18 home runs. Showed off the power yesterday with a 2-run home run early in the game to left field, and then a solo home run in the 8th inning for the go-ahead drive late in the ballgame. Swings through a good slider by Pike here, strike one. Pike primarily works with the 3 pitches: fastball, slider, curve. Every once in a while a change. He steps off, wants to cycle back through the signs with Raposo. Nunez holds on Prado at first base. The 0-1 pitch. Bending down and away, blocked by Raposo. A curveball at 69 miles per hour on the Radar Love speed pitch. Brought to you by Nick Love with Prudential Advisors, of course. Cardinals up by 4, top of the 7th. The 1-1. Down and away for ball 2. Pike comes in with the 2-1. Fastball that's powered by the swing of Wallner. So a 2-2 count for Matt Wallner. Does have an RBI on the ground out back in the 3rd inning. The lone run of the game for Wichita so far. He then worked a walk in the 5th inning. And the pitch. Down and away, taking second on it as it bounced in the dirt is Prado. So he moves up on a wild pitch. Raposo angled it back in front of him pretty well. But Prado had just enough room, just enough time to get to second. Full count, Pike set up. 3-2. Fouled away right over the dugout on the 3rd base side. Wallner with a good battle. His pitch down and outside. So it's a walk taken by Wallner. Back-to-back 2-out walks. Prado remains at second base. Raposo will meet with Pike. Darwin Marrero comes out as well. So this is the first mound visit on the Cardinals side today, with the dangerous Edward Julian coming up. And Wichita really is just a swing away from being right back in this game. Springfield ahead 5-1. Cardinals update in case you missed the ball game earlier. St. Louis does fall in Philly 5-3 the final, but what a night it was for Nolan Arenado. He hits for the cycle with a home run, triple, and double, and then he added an infield single in the 8th inning to complete the cycle performance. First Cardinal since Mark Grudzielanek in 2005 to hit for the cycle. Awesome night for Nolan Arenado. And a fun Cardinal update brought to you by Caleb Cash Tao with RE/MAX, who you can learn all about and get in touch with right now at BeBetterAgent.com. BeBetterAgent.com. Edward Julian, the batter, he's ready on the left side. 2 surge on at first and second base. 2 away. And Pike misses up and away with a fastball. After the outfield assist, got Kersey, who was trying to stretch a single into a double. A couple of 2-out walks keeping this inning going as Pike doesn't get the strike called here. A pitch a little up and away, perhaps. The umpire signaling outside. And so the count 2-0 for the left-handed batting Julian. Julian today's 1 out of 2 with a base hit and a walk. 2-0 delivery. Down and away, ball 3. So Pike in danger of walking the bases loaded here, all with 2 away. But also just a pitch away from getting back to the dugout with a 0 in this top of the 7th. 3-0. Up and inside, it's ball 4, so it is the third consecutive 2-out walk. Down to third base goes Prado. Wallner is at second. Julian's at first base, and the batter coming up is Daniel Azoria, the 21-year-old out of Santo Domingo. He's a switch hitter, so he'll bat right-handed for the first time today up against the lefty Pike. Azoria faced Graceffo twice and went 0 for 2. He takes a slider right down the pipe here, strike one. That was the fastball, some cut on it. So 0-1 the count for Azoria. 3 Wind Surge runners on. The 0-1. The curve bending in for strike 2. Pike peers in, getting the signs from Raposo. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down in the dirt. Raposo's got it though. Stomps on the plate for the force out to close the K. And Tyler Pike leaves him loaded in the top of the 7th. Time to stretch at Hammonds Field. Cardinals ahead 5-1 on the Cardinals Baseball Network. We come out of the 7th inning stretch, and Roberto Baldachin leads off the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals ahead 5-1. New Wind Surge righty Andrew Cabezas steals the first pitch, and he gets a strike on the inside edge to the right-handed third baseman. So Cabezas follows 2 perfect innings by Steven Cruz. Baldachin sends this to center field, medium deep, right out to Kersey, who pulls it in. And Roberto retired. He's 1 for 3 with a double today. So back to the top of the lineup. The batter is Mike Antico coming up to take on Cabezas, 25-year-old out of Hialeah Gardens, Florida. Cabezas had been really good through his first handful of outings in Double-A this year. As the pitch to Antico misses down and away, ball 1. Former Miami Hurricane, Cabezas was picked in the 18th round in 2018. His first 7 outings were really very, very good as a curve catches the outside edge. But Cabezas was out there when the Cardinals kind of got the bats going in the 8th inning on Tuesday and put up 4 runs in his line without a single out recorded by the righty. This one down and away, 2-1 to Antico. 4 runs on 3 hits. He gave up 1 of the Nunez home runs, and he walked a man. So you know he's trying to get right back to the form he had before that tough one. Antico skips this foul, and the count 2-2. Well, Mike Antico is in his Double-A debut tonight, just up from High A Peoria today. Doubled and scored, also stole a base, all in the first inning. Bounced out to second base in the second. They got him on a K in the 4th. He's 1 for 3 so far. 2-2. Check swing on a slider biting down and in. And Antico able to hold back on the cut for ball 3. Cabezas setting himself up, working from the far first base side of the rubber. And the pitch. Bounce foul to keep it a full count. Well, Cabezas opened the year in High A Cedar Rapids. He had appeared in 12 games. 1-2 record, 3.63 ERA. 9th appearance in Double-A ball. His ERA after that tough one on Tuesday is at 4.66. He'd only given up 1 run, though, in his first 9 2/3 innings. 3-2. Bounce back towards the middle, cut off behind the bag by Azoria, and he throws on to first base, getting Antico. So nicely played by Daniel Azoria, in it short since the first inning. And with 2 down and nobody on, the batter coming up is Mason Wynn. Cardinals lead this game 5-1, bottom of the 7th inning. But we have seen the Wind Surge show the power they've got in the lineup the last couple of ball games. Swing and a miss by Wynn here, strike one. Wichita hit 4 home runs yesterday. 3 of the 4 were solos, so they weren't necessarily backbreaking. As the 0-1 gets a strike 2 call from the umpire. It's 0-2. Wind Surge really swung away on Wednesday when they put up 10 runs. Granted, 7 of those were driven in by one man, Edward Julian. 0-2 for Wynn outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardinals have out-homered Wichita on the year. The solo home run by Nick Raposo was long ball number 90 hit by Springfield this season. As the 1-2 is foul to right over the top of the screen, knocking off the railing on the suites and back down below. Where a young girl beats her brother for the souvenir. How about that? The 1-2 for Wynn. Down and away, 2-2. The Wind Surge are at 84 home runs this year. And so they are right there with the Cardinals. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The slider by Cabezas puts a close to a perfect opening inning for him. And he is combined with Steven Cruz, the prior righty, to go 9 up, 9 down out of the Wichita bullpen. Top of the 8th inning on deck. Cardinals lead it 5-1 here on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Tyler Pike back to work for the Cardinals. Top of the 8th inning at Hammonds Field, where it is 5-1 Springfield. And Edward Julian sends the first pitch, a rocket right to Justin Turner in straightaway center field. Turner didn't have to move a muscle. And excuse me, that was Cole Sturgeon, not Edward Julian. I've got nightmares of Julian hitting the ball hard this week because he has all week long. But that time it was Sturgeon. So apologies to Cole. Retired either way for the first out. Here's Chris Williams. Williams 1 for 3 on the day. And he takes a fastball on the inside edge. Good pitch by Pike. Second full inning for Tyler. He got that final piece of the 6th inning with 2 pitches as he blows a fastball by the cut of Williams here. Strike 2. Tyler then got a couple of quick outs in the 7th. The strikeout of Schmidt, and then helped out by Jonah Davis, who threw out Kersey Jr. trying to get to second on a single. 0-2 pitch here is looped down the right field line and foul. Boy, a near miss for Williams. Lining the ball the opposite way. Pike then lost 3 in a row to walks after that outfield assist. Loaded him up with 2 down and got out of it with a strikeout of Azoria. 0-2 pitch. The curve is knocked on a line to shallow left. It's in for a base hit, so Williams just keeps hitting. He's 2 for 4 now. And he's 8 out of 18 on the week. That brings up the left-handed bat of Kevin Merrill. Merrill is the batter that Pike was brought in to retire and close the 6th inning. Did so with a 4-3 assist from Nick Dunn. As Merrill takes a fastball up and away here. Ball 1. Nunez holds on the runner at first base. 1-0 from Pike. Up and inside, that's ball 2. An update on the Memphis Redbirds ball game. Scott Hurst has his 2nd home run. He's 2 for 4. That batting average for Scott all the way up to 261 after a cool start, so he's really come on. With Baldo Keene giving a foul ball a look, but it's out of play. Moises Gomez picked up an RBI single yesterday. They've kept him 0 for 3 with a walk, though, today. Ben DeLuzio, the free agent that the Cardinals had signed right before the year opened. 2 for 3 at the top of the lineup with a triple. Evan Mendoza with his 9th double of the year. But the Redbirds do trail 6-4. That game is in the 9th inning. Throw to first base. Williams able to dive back in. Angel Rondon did put in 5 scoreless and hitless relief innings for the Redbirds. This one popped foul back out of play. Will even the count 2-2 for Merrill. Around the Texas League, everybody's still trucking along. Tulsa is leading Arkansas 9-3 as the Drillers try to even that series in the 8th inning. San Antonio is up on Midland 8-4. That game's in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 coming from Pike. Just a touch inside. And the count full for Merrill. Fastball barely missing. Bottom of the 8th inning in Frisco, where the Rough Riders are shutting out the Corpus Christi Hooks 5-0. And the top of the 9th in Amarillo. Sod Poodles 11, Naturals 6. Here's ball 4 inside, so Merrill takes the walk. Wind Surge with 2 men on. 1 down in the inning, and the batter coming up is Kyle Schmidt, the right-handed catcher. Well, Schmidt's gone 0 for 3 today. Pike got him on a strikeout that opened the 7th inning. And his first one to him here is a little bit high, perhaps a little bit outside. Tyler's not missing by drastic amounts, just can't quite get that right arm to raise consistently. Fighting the zone a little bit with 4 walks in the appearance. The 1-0 is the curve that always consistently gets that arm up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyler will step off the rubber. That's the first disengagement here in the at-bat. 2 men on, 1 away. Cardinals ahead by 4. Schmidt's hitting 171. The pitch to him is ripped at and missed. Good slider darting down out of the zone and enticing Schmidt to go on it. So 1-2 the count. Game 4 of the series. Cardinals trying to tie things up in the game's count. The 1-2. Down and in with that slider. 2-2. Outfield playing shallow for Springfield. 2-2 pitch. Check swing, and it's called strike 3 anyway. Doesn't matter if he win or not. Pike got that outside edge with the fastball. A big strikeout here in the 8th inning for out number 2. So Deshaun Kersey Jr. will dig in. Kersey singled against Pike to right center in the 7th inning, and then he was trying to stretch it to a double. Jonah Davis with a perfect throw into second base. Got him. Here's a half swing foul. That's knocked right back in between the Coca-Cola Redbird roost and the suite level here. So strike 1 for Kersey. And the 0-1. Half swing again. He knocks it foul. This time over to the top step of the third base dugout. So Tyler has Kersey down 0-2. 2 on, 2 down. Kersey, the left-handed hitter. He's 25 years old. He'll get time granted to him here. Former 4th-round pick of the Twins out of the University of Utah in 2018. Originally from San Diego. The 0-2 from Pike. just barely missing inside with a fastball, and the groans from the stands. It is 1-2. So Tyler will try again, a 1-ball, 2-strike count. He fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pike gets him with the slider. And he leaves a pair out there in a scoreless 8th inning. Back-to-back Ks dealt by the Cardinal lefty. 5-1 Springfield on the Cardinals Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th inning at Hammonds Field. It's 5-1 Cardinals with the left-handed bat of Nick Dunn. Swinging away here to start the stanza, the right-hander Andrew Cabezas. Back out for his second inning. And the first one knocked right back towards the middle. Azoria takes away a single with a good stab right behind the bag. Dunn retired 6-3 on the first pitch of the inning. He's got a 2-hit day today, but that would have been a 3rd hit had Azoria not been angling up the middle. So Malcolm Nunez is the batter. Cardinals lead it by 4. No activity in the Ozark Fence and Supply Company home bullpen. Breaking ball down and away. Ball 1 for Malcolm. Nunez today's 0 for 2. He does have a walk and a run in the ball game. The 1-0 bends along the inside edge. A breaking ball by Cabezas. Well, the Wind Surge have gotten some terrific relief work today. 10 straight outs by the combined efforts of Cruz and Cabezas. As Nunez flutters this foul out of play to the right side. So it's 1-2 for Malcolm. Cruz took care of the 6 straight from the 5th and into the 6th. Cabezas got all 3 in the 7th and the first one here in the 8th. 1-2. Nunez bounces it to 3rd. Merrill with a little jump on the stop, and he'll throw it to first base in plenty of time. 5-3 put out. And now 11 in a row retired by the relief corps. So here's Chase Pinder coming up. 2-run double, a sac fly. They did get him on a strikeout. That was against Cruz in the 5th inning. 1 for 2 in total, though, with 3 runs batted in. And the pitch to him. Bends down and away, ball 1. Cardinal line 5-7-0. The Wind Surge at 1-6-0. Cabezas wants a new baseball, so he'll toss the old one out. Pinder steps back in on the right side. That slightly open stance. All black bat perched above the back shoulder. Swinging a foul right back to the catcher's mask on an angling breaking ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike for Pinder in his return from the IL. And Chase has had a knack for returning from the injured list with a flare. A 2-run double in his first at bat today. He previously, last year, in a return from the IL, hit a home run in his first at bat back. Fastball down and away, 2-1. Pinder's hitting an even .300 on the year. 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. The double in the first inning was his 5th. This is the 20th game he's played here in 2022. 2-1 is pulled to short. A tough bounce for Azoria, but he stabs it reaching to his left, spins himself around and fires it across for the out. Well done by Daniel Azoria. So another perfect relief inning for Wichita. Top of the 9th inning at Hammonds Field. Cardinals ahead 5-1, trying to nail it down here. Tyler Pike, the lefty's right back out there. He'll be up against the right-handed batter Anthony Prado to start, and he scorches the first pitch foul for strike 1. It's Prado, Wallner, and Julian. against Pike, who entered at 50 pitches. Nobody thrown down in the Ozark Fence Home and Supply Company bullpen. I don't think I said all those words in the right order. Ozark Fence and Supply Company home bullpen as a change is in there for strike two. Only the 800th time I've said it. Variety and such. 0-2 pitch. The curve knocked foul down the third base line. And it'll stay at 0-2. So Prado, who's batting .247, settles back in on the right side. Here comes the 0-2. Down and in by the toes of Prado. Cardinals also, in addition to Mike Antico, received a couple of pitchers from High A Peoria today. John Beller, a lefty, and Logan Gregg, a right-hander. This is tap foul. Gregg is out of nearby Prairie Grove, Arkansas. Was born in Springdale. 8th round pick in 2019. Beller's an LA guy. Played his college ball at the University of Southern Cal. Here's the 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. Top of the 9th inning, it's Prado at the outset here. And particularly with the top of the lineup coming up, nothing against Anthony Prado, but if you're Tyler Pike and the Cardinals, you really want to try to get the first out instead of facing Big Matt Wallner with a man on. 2-2 pitch. Tap foul. Prado keeps fighting it away. Now the Wind Surge have 1 run on 6 hits, but boy, they have really made the tandem of Gordon Graceffo and Tyler Pike work for all of the zeros in that line score. Just hasn't been a whole lot of quick outs, which has been uncharacteristic for Graceffo. He normally cruises out there. So change is low, 3-2. And really a tip of the cap to the Wichita lineup, and they have just put in a fight time and time again. As this is bounced to short, Wynn is up with it there. Mason fires to first, and they do get Prado. So a terrific job by Tyler Pike staying in that fight and winning it with a 6-3 putout of Prado to open the 9th inning. That was a 9-pitch battle. So here's Matt Wallner, who with nobody on can only do so much damage by himself here. First pitch, chop foul by the Ryan Lawn and Tree Tarp. Strike one. Wallner has walked twice in this game. He drove in the lone run of the night so far for Wichita with a ground out in the third. 0-1 from Pike. Tailing down and away, the slider. So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike for Wallner. Pike peers in, set above the belt. The pitch. A check swing. Wallner almost grazed it foul, but he was able to keep the bat back and avoid making contact with it. Evidently. And so it's 2-1. Pike with the next. Swing and a miss. The fastball sneaking by that home run cut. 2-2. Cardinals do have Michael Britell warming down in the bullpen. As a fastball is called, strike 3, freezing Wallner. Pike burns it in. And it is his 5th strikeout of this appearance. The second out in the 9th inning. So it'll be Tyler Pike against Edward Julian here. 2 down in the 9th inning, and the Cardinals ahead by 4. Julian in the even stance left side. And he takes ball 1 from Pike, down and away. This good Friday night crowd ready for some fireworks. The 1-0. Bouncer to the right side. Dunn charges in, gloves it up, flips to first in time. Tyler Pike slams the door. A perfect ninth inning. He retires each of his final 5. And the Cardinals win Game 4 of the series by the final of 5-1. Springfield jumps ahead in the opening inning, and they lead it the whole way. The win for Gordon Graceffo. The 3-inning save for Tyler Pike. And a 5-1 win for Springfield. We'll tell you all about it in the postgame show on the Cardinals Baseball Network.